right, collectors, thanks for joining me today, January 21st, 2024, to talk about some of the news, some of the rumors, some of the pre-orders, and as always, we'll get into the weekly pickups for the week. There's been a little bit of changes for me this week, and there's been a little bit of an eye-opening. Let's just start out with this. It's been a little bit eye-opening to me over the past couple of weeks. My oldest daughter, moved out. She's now, fully launched into the adult world. But the interesting part is I couldn't wait to get a hold of her closet because we're going to use her room as a guest room. But we don't want to get people too comfortable in there. We want people to be guests, not residents. So anyways, I went in there and I started to put some of my, because I had a pile of action figures and stuff that I hadn't gotten to. And, I was like, whenever she, gets going in the next, I'd said that for like the past 4 months. Whenever she gets going, I'll move all that stuff over there. Well, I started to go through everything, put stuff in there, and I found one here, and to make things quick here, I filled up her closet, but my closet's also full. So now my system failed me a little bit. And so what I'll have to do now is what I have been doing for the past couple of days is actually going through some of the older stuff and thinning out the herd, basically, through trades. And I said I was going to talk about this a little bit in the news and stuff. Thinning out the herd in trades and sales or however else we get to the end state, which is to thin out this herd. It's just, guys, if you hadn't noticed. And so it's, I wanted to start doing it before it got completely overwhelming. And so I know some of you guys know that feeling of when you go, okay, this is too much stuff. I need to start getting rid of some of it. And also it might even, open up, the doors a little bit for some items that, some not grail. I've already got the grail items that I wanted. Some people, get grails like they change their underwear. I only really had ever 2 grails, and ask me in the comments below and I'll tell you what they were. And I've already shown them also on the video, but, yeah, so, just to say that I'll probably be tapering back my pre-ordering and my pickups. Unfortunately, that's not what happened this week. This week, some stuff came due, and I really, anyways, we'll get to all those pickups in a minute. But I hope to see, now that doesn't mean the channel changes, at all. I'm still going to be doing customs. I'm still going to be picking up stuff. I'm still going to be getting pre-orders. But here's what will change, and that's my collecting habits, because I have to be on a razor thin, I'm out of room. I have to be on a razor thin pickup list, or I have to go through and, make some tough decisions about what has got to get out of the house. I can't, if you guys see my room tour or my whole second store floor tour, you guys see that we're already, up to the gills with stuff. And thank you for your patience as getting, if you've gotten this far into the conversation, but we'll get to the pickups in just a second. So, and just to let you know where my focus is going to be, because I think it's important as collectors, you can't collect everything, it's, for me, it's not a matter of money. For me, it's a matter of space, room, and getting overwhelmed, and then just not knowing what I have and what I don't have. A few times I've bought duplicates of stuff because, I'm getting old and I lose brain cells and we forgot we have it. So anyways, my focus will now be G.I. Joe and Valaverse. Both of those together. G.I. Joe has a strong nostalgia to me, and I've always collected G.I. Joe since I was a kid. And Valaverse has a strong nostalgia value as well, in that it's G.I. Joe adjacent. And, I really want, I've always said that I love for American companies to succeed, and I want to see Bobby Valaverse succeed desperately, I guess is what you could say. You know, I love the Hasbro line, G.I. Joe line, and I also really love the Valaverse line. And I actually just put in another order today. Bobby, I expect that to be fulfilled in the next 24 hours, sir, and sent out. Just kidding. Don't get crazy, Bobby. Don't get crazy. Anyways, yeah, you know, I appreciate the Valaverse line for what it is. I appreciate the G.I. Joe. So those are going to be my focus. Iron focus. Now, there is some G.I. Joe adjacent stuff, like Gridiron will still be my focus. But again, it's, you know, if Gridiron doesn't release stuff like Valaverse or Hasbro. On top of that, I have the other ones that I'm going to focus on. On occasion, I'll pick up a Marvel Legend. On occasion, I'll pick up a TMNT Turtle, although the lines that they got going on right now, I don't know. I mean, that's going to be greatly reduced, I think, for me. I've already got all the cartoon ones that I wanted from NECA, and I've already got all the movie ones that I've got, so I'm not sure what they'll do next. But anyways, Transformers will be greatly reduced from my, you know, not from my collection as it stands, but from my collecting habits. I'll still go out there and take a look at them, but probably not going to be picking up as many as I used to. It's just, I don't know, the interest isn't there, and even if it is, my focus is I've got all the ones that I've ever wanted. I mean, literally. I mean, who would have thought that I would own the Decepticon ship that chased the Ark to Earth? What? Now that one wasn't even a HasLab. They just did that one, which was shocking to me. I picked that up immediately. So anyways, now the other one that's really closely or adjacent to G.I. Joe is Fresh Monkey Fiction. They've got some really great stuff coming out with Gridiron. I forgot what they're called. I think it's Monster Squad. Yeah. So you can see that most of my collecting habits will now revolve around Valaverse and G.I. Joe. Valaverse and G.I. Joe. We'll do some customs with Marvel Legends. We'll do some customs with G.I. Joe. And I'll still go on hunts, and I'll still look for cool, you know, deals and steals and finds. But yeah, I think ultimately every now and then I might pick up something or other from Loose Collector, or, you know, something that catches my eye from a third party. But for the most part, I think that's where I'm going to have to start focusing on. That's enough rambling. Anyways, I just thought I'd kind of let you know, where my thoughts are right now. And I know just to share this with you guys, because I know some of you might have been going through the same thing. One day you wake up and you're drowning in freaking toys. And you're like, hey, somebody get these things off of me. I don't know what half of them are. I know exactly what all of them are. But anyways, it felt like a lot. And, we had to go through that every once in a while. I'm a big believer in, kind of going through some of the stuff that no longer brings you joy, and, selling it, getting rid of it, giving it to somebody who it does bring a lot of joy to, and, so on and so forth, through trades. That's always a good thing. So anyways, guys, let's start off with what we picked up. That's enough rambling. Let's get going with the weekly pickups. All right. First thing we've got, and I don't know if I've shared this with you or not, is I don't know if I showed this to you or not, but and forgive me if I have, but I found this downstairs in my next to my diorama that I have down there of the cityscape, and I just wanted to show you this. I picked this up about 3 weeks ago, and that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #2 Kino. I don't know if I've already I don't know if I've already showed this to you or not, but yeah, I picked this up a while back, so I'm excited about that. I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I lost track of it. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I got to cut down a little bit. Now let's also let's get going with some of the, the G.I. Joe stuff and G.I. Joe adjacent stuff, because that's the best part to me. I also got in a Gridiron delivery. What's in the Gridiron delivery? Well, you'll see. I'm going to put up a couple of reviews this upcoming week of some of the stuff that I got from Gridiron. I hope you guys like it. I love what Gridiron does, even if their stuff is a little delicate and a little pricey. I still love it. I mean, nobody's got to buy it. They set no expectation of being cheap. It's pricey. And every now and then they'll do a sale, and it's still kind of pricey. So anyways, Gridiron is what it is, an American company in a niche product that's trying to succeed, and I'm going to support them as best I can. All right, moving on. Let's look at some of the stuff I got from the big drops over at Bobby Vala's place. We got ourselves, boom, some tactical headgear. Look at all the gas masks there. Oh my gosh, so many gas masks and ninja faces. Look at all them faces, ninja heads. All right, so we've got that, a couple of those. The other thing we got ourselves, hold on, I gotta get all these together. We also picked up a Vanguard, but that hasn't come in yet, but it's paid for, it's ready. I've definitely, I would advise you guys to pick it up directly from Valaverse because you get the extra missile thingy. But if you don't want the extra $20 missile thingy, I guess you could order it on Big Bad Toy Store and get charged for shipping and no missile thingy. I don't know. You know, it's only $4, but whatever. I mean, whatever. I'd rather have the missile thingy. So we got ourselves some Urban Commandos. I got 3 of these guys. I just can't pick here. Look, see, I got 3 of them from Bobby. I love this new packaging. It's great to hang up on the wall. I love it. I love it. So we got some Urban Commandos. They come with their own little gas mask as well. I'm excited. This is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Bobby Vala. Good job with those Urban Commandos. Excellent, excellent stuff. All right. What else did we get? Let me move some of this stuff out of the way because we're, you know, it's funny. I said that we're trying to pare down on the collection, and here we are. All right. What else did we get? We got a Desert Condor as well. I picked one of these up and I actually just ordered another one literally just a few minutes ago. So that's coming through the doors here soon as well. What else did we get? And I definitely could not pass up the opportunity to get the winking blowback. Look at that. Look, he's winking. Anyways, whatever. I like all the equipment that he comes with here. I like all the options here that he has with the face stuff. I ordered 3 more of these, so I'm excited to number 1, open this one, and number 2, get the other ones. I was gonna wait to see what these look like before I ordered more. I fell in love with it immediately when I saw it, and I was like, yep, I gotta pull the trigger on a few more of those. So Mr. Bobby, let's get that going, man. Love your stuff. All right. What else came through the door? I was really surprised with this one, and I'm going to do a review on it. I don't know if there's any reviews on there. Now, guys, what I usually do is I don't look at reviews until after I do mine, because I don't want to be biased. I want to get the review, straight from me to you. And if it disagrees with everybody else's review, well, what do I care? What sometimes people forget is that I don't get paid for this gig. I'm not a professional. I don't get paid for this gig. And I'm an amateur, so I make mistakes. So there's going to be a difference of opinion. And maybe I'm wrong sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. A lot of YouTubers don't get paid for this. So, many of us, I mean, the exception is like a unicorn, right? Shardamus gets paid for this. But the rest of us are just doing this just for fun, for love, really, to be with our tribe. That's it. So I would sometimes cut a lot of YouTubers. Me, I don't get offended easily, whatever. But, cut some of those guys some slack, I guess, sometimes. I think they're doing the best that they can, even if you disagree with them. They're doing the best they can. They're doing it for love. I'm not getting paid for jack doodles. So anyways, moving on from that. This is what I got through the mail. Boom, Mezco Dr. Doom. I have not been doing well with Mezco lately. I'm looking forward to this Dr. Doom. Hopefully they do me right on this one. I'm excited to open it up. Mezco, don't let me down. When you do a good job, you do a great job. And when you do a crap job, oh man, everybody hears about it. So I'm hoping against hope that Mezco does us right on this release and that there's no weirdness with this stuff. What else did we get? Well, I pulled the trigger on this particular piece because I needed more motorcycles, and I saw them online, and I saw that, usually these run about 80, 70 bucks, 70, 80 bucks. But then I saw this and I was like, wait a minute, this is a grand deal for only 30 bucks. I'm on it. Well, I think I know why it was 30 bucks. And what I'm talking about is this. the Wolverine bike set. Has Wolverine always had eyebrows like that? On this particular, I don't remember those eyebrows on this release. It might be a knockoff, guys. I got it off of Walmart.com. I mean, I really don't care. As long as I don't even use the head sculpts anyways. I actually switch them out to make bikers. So, you know, and I'm going to use those bikes for the Dreadnoks. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not really hurt. My feelings aren't really hurt for it. I really got it at a good price. A true 1/12 scale bike that goes well with Joe's and Marvel Legends. So I'm not hurt by it very much at all. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Now, here's where I think I'm going to be a little bit controversial. If I haven't been controversial already. And I'm probably going to hear it in the comments. It's okay. It's okay. I know I said earlier that, you know, I'm taking a pause on McFarlane. And I still am. Now, when you get to be my age, sometimes you forget that you've already pre-ordered a few things and you leave the form of payment as is and it charges and then you go, oh crap, I wouldn't be supposed to buy in this stuff. Well, do I want to go through the hassle of going back through and sending this back to, you know, GameStop or who did I get it from? Who was it? Big Bad? And then Amazon. I mean, Amazon's not too bad, but I was like, I ordered it before I said what I said, and I ordered it before Todd McFarlane lost his mind with those $40 figures. Now, as I've always stated, it doesn't mean that I'm never gonna buy McFarlane again, or McFarlane figures. It just means that I'm not gonna buy any for a while. How long that while is, I don't know, until McFarlane starts putting a smile back on my face with the way he's acting and with the way he's doing things, right? So, anyways, I really like these figures. I did not, you know, order these after. These were already pre-ordered and they were already in the pipeline for me. I have not bought any McFarlane since I said the other things that, you know, I'm going to take a pause on McFarlane stuff because, you know, I think he needs to hear that message from us. Not only does he need to hear the voice of discontent from us, but he also needs to have a little pain with that as well. And I have a follow-up question to that as well before we get to the news. Hopefully I don't forget. Anyways, that's enough babbling. Roast me in the comments below if you like. I've already given you the explanation as to why I got these and why they're in the pipeline. Again, it doesn't mean I really like McFarlane stuff, but, you know, again, I just didn't like what he did with those waves, and doesn't preclude me from buying his stuff in the future. Just for now, no. Anyways, this came in and I fell in love with Warhammer many years ago, back when I was in the service. Yeah, Warhammer was around. It's been around since like the 70s. So I started to get heavily into it in the early 90s. So anyways, here it is, the Terminator from McFarlane. This thing looks amazing. I never thought I'd have a Terminator this size in my hands ever. It just, you know, Warhammer was so doggone stingy with its selling of the product line, or not the product line, but the IP, that I never thought that they would allow anyone to do that. But, you know, I think they've saved themselves because for a while there, I thought they were going out of business. Now, the other thing that came through the door, and you guys can probably guess what it is, because I had already ordered it and it shipped, and I love this particular character. I have his first appearance. I've been reading him since he came out years and years ago. I had my own copy graded, so I don't love him more than Wolverine. Wolverine will always be my favorite. And by the way, that's my first Grail. I only have two. Wolverine's first appearance, Hulk 181, that was my first Grail. And I don't change I don't have Grails like people change underwear. I have just two. So here you go. But then again, I'm not telling you how many Grails to have. Have however many Grails you feel like having. Who am I to tell you? Listen, you have to act this way. No, I'm just telling you my opinion. You guys can act any way you like. There's a lot of service members who serve so that you can have your own opinion. So here you go. Well, he's upside down. There you go. Lobo space dog with that big space hog. There you go. I had to have it. I do. If it had come out after I said what I said, I may have not gotten it. I may have just left it be and said, if I really want it later on, I'll pick it up. Just for the moment now that no. But these particular things put a smile on my face, and they did not make me sad receiving them. So for the time being, I'm cool with it. So I hope you guys are too. Anyways, here's what I'm going to leave you with. Before we get to the news, I want to leave you with a question. And this is something that was a matter of debate within my family for a little while. Some of us had, my daughters had one opinion, my wife had another opinion, I had another opinion, and you may have your own opinion. And it comes because some of you in the comments had some really good points. Why are you, kind of boycotting McFarlane when he wasn't the one who had layoffs? Hasbro had layoffs. McFarlane, still gives us $20 figures. He's doing his best figures. So I asked them, now I have a little bit of experience with this. So I asked them, what is worse for a company? And I'm not going to share my opinion because I want to hear your guys' opinion. I'm just curious. What is worse for a company? Number one, laying off people because they need to downsize because they're not selling the same amount of product, or they need to meet some financial incentive or goal or metric, or so that layoffs here, there it is. Maybe there's not a demand for their product anymore. They need to meet a financial metric, or they're just downsizing or whatever. So that's that, layoffs, right? And how they get there, or not listening to the customer and what they've asked for. Both of those, I think, are bad. Now, what I mean by not listening to the customer, let me give you kind of I can't think of one immediately right now. I did have one earlier, but anyways, let me give you what I mean by that. Say the customer is asking for a widget to be this color. They want a widget, a blue widget. But the company says, no, we the company say you need a widget in red, and we're going to give you a red widget. Take this widget and shove it down your throat. Eat the red widget. You don't get any more blue widgets. What do you think is more detrimental to a company? Not listening to the customer base and what they want or how they want it, or laying off people to be the right size or meet a financial metric? I mean, they're both bad. To make no mistake, both of those things are bad, bad, bad. But which is worse? Maybe doing both of those at the same time is the ultimate stupidity. But which one do you think would be worse for a company? That's just my, thought-provoking thought for the day. You guys can, let me know in the comments below what you think. We'll cover what I think about it in the next video, and we can go from there. Like I said, I'm not defending Hasbro. I'm not defending McFarlane. I'm just curious to see what your guys' stance is on it. So anyways, let's move on to the news of the day, or the news of the week, actually. All right, here we go with the news. Just real quick, have you guys noticed that, and maybe this because, the toy companies and everybody else is getting back from, the holidays, and they're just getting ramped up, and they're getting the new strategic vision, and, maybe it's the Chinese New Year or whatever when they take a break, because we used to have to deal with that every once in a while. Actually, we deal with it every year. And everybody goes home for about a month or so, 2 weeks, something like that. Anyways, Chinese workers just take off. And nobody's at the companies, nothing's shipping, nothing's getting done. Or do you think, I wonder if it's just companies going, okay, let's get ready for next year. Let's get ready to start ramping things up. It just feels like there's a lull, like a real lull. And you'll see why in a minute. And then it's ridiculous, anyways, you'll see why the news is a little bit ridiculous. And I know you can call me out in the comments. Here we go. So the first thing that mattered to me this last week was the drop for the patch and Hulk, or the Wolverine and Hulk 2-pack. Joe Fixit cover, right? Man, that thing looks fantastic. I was around when that thing dropped. It's just an iconic cover, and I'd love to recreate that. I was going to do one myself a while back, but then, wow, boom, this thing came out. So, you know, outstanding. I put in my pre-order for it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's going to be great. It looks great. Yeah, I really dig it. So anyways, there's that. The other one, the one with Psylocke from Madripoor, and the Wolverine with the one with the, you know, kind of like the stealth or ninja looking outfit. I didn't care too much for that one. I didn't pre-order that one at all. I wonder how that one's going to fare. Did you guys pre-order that one? I didn't. Just didn't care for it. The other thing that came out, or that grabbed my attention, and again, this is kind of Transformery. It is Transformers. I think its title was his name, the big ship. Turns into a robot, turns into like a giant battleship, tidal wave. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I don't know if I'm going to order it. I remember it, but I'm not too drawn in by it. Unlike the other, like Metroplex, you know, it pulls at my nostalgic heartstrings. So does, you know, the Ark and the Decepticon ship. Those pull at my heartstrings. But this one, meh, not so much. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool, but I don't know if I'm going to drop the 200 on it. And here comes the part that's ironic or hypocritical. I don't know. Again, I never said I wasn't going to buy McFarlane. But I do like this news, and I do like these figures, but I'm not going to partake in them. But maybe you guys will. So I'm going to cover it because it's news. Number one, the Justice League Batman, that the Ben Affleck-y looking one with the kind of like the light blue-gray suit that he's got. Looking really cool. This is one of the figures that I would have probably picked up if I hadn't been on a bit of a spell with him right now. But I'll be passing on it. If I really like it, maybe a few months from now I'll pick it up. But he looks cool. Looks really good. The other figure that came out, and this one I'm going to pass for two reasons, and that's the Bruce Wayne on the skyline or something. This was tricky. I like the look of it, but I bet you McFarlane is going to re-release this one with a Batman head sculpt. I know it. I know he's going to do that. But hey, there's a way to get a Christian Bale head sculpt-ish, Kristen Bale-ish, because he looks off to be here. It's not a bad looking figure. It's not a bad looking sculpt, but I'll be passing on it. And actually, even if I wasn't doing my other thing, I'd probably pass on this one. Now, this one I wouldn't have passed on, but I'm passing on it now. And if I really want it, a few months from now, maybe I'll come back and pick it up. I don't know. And that is the classic looking Superman, right? Just the classic one. Looks great. You know, it just looks like a really great classic Superman fig, and definitely, I don't know if he's part of the collector line or not. But this is one of those figures I would have picked up if I hadn't had my little fit. But anyways, all right, guys. Well, I'll leave you with that. Thanks for sticking around. That was the news. Like I said, it's real light this week. Hopefully it'll start to pick up, and we can have some more news next week. And things will, you know, hopefully soon get back to good. Ross is still putting out a few toys out there, so if you guys are you know, wondering about that, it should die down though pretty soon. It has gone back down to a trickle at Ross, so there's that little bit of news. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on this news and on this news episode. Thanks for watching me rant on for a little while. Don't forget to answer that question, or if you want, you know, which is worse of the two things that we talked about earlier. I don't know. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. Hey, as always, we're doing this we do this hobby to put a smile on our faces. This is what we do. If this hobby causes you to have some hard feelings, or feel angry about it, or feel upset about it, then you're doing it wrong. So Again, I only pick up the toys that I like, that make me feel good. And last week was challenging for me, but when I felt a little kind of some ways, I picked up a toy or two and cracked it open and escaped the world for a little while. So anyways, guys, I still find great joy in this hobby. I still find great joy in interacting with you guys and having some fun and doing some customs and just all around hanging out with my tribe, which is collectors. So guys, thanks so much for watching. If I've entertained you, if I've informed you, if I've amused you this far, why don't you give me a like, or maybe throw me a subscribe, and we'll keep doing this and we'll keep going through this journey. Thank you so much, guys. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you. And as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.